The Orchard Park Projects was one of Boston's most notorious housing projects. Located in Roxbury, Massachusetts, the projects was the former home of singer Bobby Brown and New Edition. But in 1986, Darryl Whiting stepped into Roxbury's Orchard Park Projects looking for a career change and a new city. Originally from New York City, Whiting relocated to Boston on the eve of a boom in the cocaine trade. He remained a shadowy figure as late as 1990, but by 1991, the New York Boys, a street gang headed by Whiting, is said to have been operating a 24-hour-a-day crack distribution business that wrought havoc in the Roxbury housing project. And according to reports, Whiting would use a series of vulnerable women, usually single mothers, and convince them, through bribes or threats, to let him stay with them and run drugs out of their apartments. And according to investigators, Darryl Whiting turned his little drug operation into a gold mine, allegedly making $100,000 a day, and given a nickname of God. However, God's reign over the Orchard Park Projects only lasted about 4 to 5 years. His organization was ultimately penetrated by a maverick undercover Boston police officer named Jeff Coy. And according to reports, Jeff Coy worked undercover for 6 months, walking and talking like a gangster. He carried Uzis around Orchard Park and snorted cocaine chased by Valium. He would later testify in court that he shot 2 local stick-up men in an Orchard Park hallway who mistook him for an average drug customer. He also testified that he was involved in a drive-by shooting in the Lenox Street housing development. But despite his damaging testimony, the defense counsel would challenge the testimony of Jeff Coy, stating that Coy had failed to follow proper police procedures, and showing that Coy had suffered serious psychological and emotional problems during and after the investigation. Nevertheless, on July 24, 1991, a jury convicted Whiting of 1 count of engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise, 21 counts of distribution of cocaine, and 1 count of money laundering. Whiting was later sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, making him the first man in the state of Massachusetts to receive a life sentence for drug charges. And despite Officer Jeffrey Coy's testimony, it wasn't a fairy tale ending for the prosecutor's star witness. According to reports, 3 years after the trial, Officer Jeffrey Coy subsequently took his own life in his apartment in 1994. The story of Darryl God Whiting and Jeffrey Coy was the inspiration behind the 1999 crime movie, In Too Deep, starring Omar Epps and LL Cool J. But the Darryl Whiting story would continue 25 years after his conviction, when Whiting became eligible for a reduced sentence, based on new sentencing guidelines created in 2014 that had led to tens of thousands of prisoners being released early. However, a federal judge refused to reduce the life sentence of the notorious drug kingpin, saying that his violent history and a book he published in 2013 titled Taking It to Another Level was enough to convince her that he remains a danger to the community. Now, as always, we would like to know what you think about this video down below in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.